Today we're taking a look at the Spurs vs Mavericks match, which is happening on Wednesday, March 10, 2021, and giving you our betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. The Dallas Mavericks have played themselves back into playoff contention in the Western Conference. They face their Texas rivals, the San Antonio Spurs, Wednesday after the long All-Star break. The Spurs are 7th in the Western Conference while the Mavericks are 8th. Dallas beat San Antonio 122-117 on January 22nd, covering the spread as a 2-point favorite. I know you guys are waiting for the most important part in that video, the betting tips. But trust me, these information are critical for your betting picks. So listen carefully, for what I'm about to share with you is crucial. The Spurs are sitting in the 7th spot out west, but they will have a hectic second half schedule due to missed games in the first half. San Antonio will play 40 games with just 28 days off in the second half. That includes 10 back-to-backs. It does not have consecutive days off on its schedule. The good news for the Spurs is that it should begin the second half with a healthy roster after some of its key players missed the final game of the first half due to health and safety protocol. The Spurs have the young legs to be able to handle a busy schedule. LaMarcus Aldridge is not the owner of any of those youthful legs, however. He is not the player he once was for Portland and San Antonio, but Aldridge remains a key inside scorer for the Spurs, who are a much better team when he is scoring the ball and commanding the opposition's attention. Rudy Gay and Derek White should also be back, as well as the rookie Devin Vassell. Vassell set the last 5 games of the first half, but he had himself a solid first half, all told. He found himself in Greg Popovich's rotation and scored about 5 per game while playing solid defense. He is a candidate to improve in the second half and play an even bigger role in the playoffs, if the Spurs can get there and can keep him fresh and healthy down the stretch. The Dallas Mavericks got off to a horrible start this season, but then Luka Doncic put the team on his back and carried the Mavericks back into playoff contention. The Mavericks won 5 of their last 6 games before the All-Star break to improve to 18-16 and climb back into the playoff picture. They are coming off an 87-78 win over Oklahoma City on Wednesday. It was an ugly win, but a win nonetheless. Dallas only shot 38% from the floor, but they held Oklahoma City to 33% shooting. Luka Doncic missed the game with a nagging injury, but he ended up playing in the All-Star game on Sunday, so he should be good to go on Wednesday. Kristaps Porzingis filled the void with 19 points and 13 rebounds, while Tim Hardaway Jr. also had 19 points. Jason Richardson added 16 points for Dallas. After failing to make the playoffs last year for the first time in 2 decades, the Spurs are back in the mix in the Western Conference. They are 18-14 on the season, good for 7th in the conference. But they came into the All-Star break having lost 2 of their previous 3 games. The worst was a 107-102 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder just before the break. The Spurs shot 47% from the floor, but they committed 24 fouls and lost the game at the free throw line. DeMar DeRozan led the Spurs with 20 points while Trey Lyles added 15 points and 10 rebounds. DeJounte Murray added 14 points and 9 assists. Patty Mills added 13 points off the bench. The Spurs played without LaMarcus Aldridge, who is questionable for Wednesday. Dallas finds itself in 8th out west, immediately behind the Spurs. The 2 teams have the same number of wins, but Dallas has 2 more losses. The first matchup between these 2 teams was not one of those losses. The Mavericks got the best of San Antonio 122-117 at the AT&T Center. It was a well-played game. Both teams combined for just a dozen turnovers, and Luka Doncic scored a game-high 36 points. He came a rebound short of a triple-double. Dallas has an equally grueling second half to its regular season schedule after missing some earlier games, too. The Mavericks begin the second half with a back-to-back, starting at home and ending in Oklahoma City, where the Thunder will open up its post-All-Star break season. Dallas took some momentum into the break with 5 wins in 6 games. Doncic missed the final win of that stretch, but he played in the All-Star game and will be good to go to start the second half. So here's what I suggest betting on in this game. I'll first give you a full game side bet, and then I'll give you the full game total pick bet. San Antonio starts its second half with a payback spot for the Mavs' earlier road win. The San Antonio Spurs have been excellent against the spread this season, especially on the road. They are 9-4 this year against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Dallas had not been great against the spread, especially at home. They are 6-11 at home against the spread. A big key in this game will be whether or not LaMarcus Aldridge plays. He is listed as questionable, but with the All-Star break, he should be rested and ready to go. The Spurs match up well with Dallas because they are a good defensive team and they will look to take away everyone but Doncic, who is going to get his points. If they can limit Porzingis with their size advantage and hold everyone else down, they'll win. So take the Spurs here to cover. So my advice for you is to pick San Antonio Spurs. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for more betting tips and advice.